Welcome, my name is Richard Affolter and I'm the director of WEBA. We are here today at the Montreux International Business Development School in the French part of Switzerland. And we are here today with Seth. Hello Seth, how are you today?
Yeah, thanks Richard.
Fantastic. What is your role inside in the school, Seth?
I'm the director of admissions, but I'm also overseeing the marketing team as well, and helping out a little bit with the curriculum development as well.
Excellent. Can you tell me a little bit about the history of the school?
Yeah, I do want to make one correction. It's MIBD actually stands for Montreux Institute of Business Development. It's sort of a funny story. Our director, Michel Bidet, and his wife Nina started the school. And the MIBD comes from his initials, Michel Bidet.
Oh,
and then the idea was to try to make that work. Yeah.
Very, very interesting. And tell me a bit the history of the school. This is a fresh new school here in Montreux.
Yeah.
So I visited the school today and was very impressed. I mean, you have a fantastic classroom. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure that when you see all the video today, you will see the beautiful classroom and the location of the school is amazing. By the way, Montreux is a very safe place.
Yes.
Is a city of students. There are many schools around in Montreux, especially boarding school, high school, language school, hotel schools. So we call this la crème de la crème in Switzerland is Montreux.
Yeah.
Montreux is the place to go. So what always impressed me about when I visit a business school is the program they're offering. What type of program are you offering here?
That's a great question. Yeah, I just want to touch on Montreux a little bit because you're right. I mean, parents feel very safe sending their students to come to Switzerland. Me as an American, I also would feel very safe having my kids come here. It's also, there's so many economic opportunities here. I had the chance to start a couple of companies myself. It's a great place to start companies in Switzerland. There's so many talented students in schools to work with, and it's a fun place also. We have the Montreux Jazz Festival. People come all over the world every year. Swiss Riviera.
I mean, famous people was living here as well, like
Many famous people.
Freddie Mercury,
Charlie
Charlie Chaplin.
If you walk around here, you'll see movie stars living around all over this area. So it's really warm here. It's one of the warmest places in Switzerland, and we have palm trees. It's very fun.
Yesterday I was out for dinner here in Montreux. It was very nice. I went to a restaurant. It's called Jet's Restaurant, and I saw this picture from these famous actors. Was a singer as well. I remember there was everywhere from Madonna to Frank Sinatra. I mean, this is really
a lot of celebrities because they don't get bothered in Switzerland. People in Switzerland, they let people live their own life. Everyone has a good life, and they just leave people alone. But the history is very interesting because Nina, our director, she's been in higher education for over 20 years, running schools all over Europe, and Michelle's been in the luxury goods business, which is one of the reasons why that's one of our specializations, and we'll get into that in a second. But they really wanted to do things differently. The first thing they wanted to do was bring together a really talented team that has a lot of experience in business education around the world and in Switzerland. Look at how business education is being delivered today and how it can be improved upon. Now, I think every school is struggling with the idea of two things. How do we improve the learning outcomes for our students? And I think important for everybody is how do we improve employability of the graduates? Because why do people come to school? These are important questions. What is the relevance of an MBA today? If you're just going to open up another business school and do things the way they've been done for the last 20 years, you shouldn't do it, quite frankly. And so that was the first thing that we started with, asking some hard questions. And what we realized is, well, let's start with industry partners. Let's start with the companies in Switzerland that are hiring graduates from business schools, whether it be within Switzerland or without, and ask them some tough questions. Like, what's missing? What is the gap between whether the BBA student or the MBA student that you're getting now, in general speaking? We had a big survey, we did a big study, and I'm happy to share that, but what's missing? Where is that gap? And we discovered there's quite a large gap. The advantage of starting new is we don't have this legacy that we need to stick with. It's always been done this way, so we always do it this way. And quite frankly, I think a lot of schools are sort of stuck in the past. So we're bringing in some innovations in both the content and the delivery and getting students out of the classroom, getting them working with real companies on real problems as soon as possible so they can get connected. Because I think in Switzerland, and I found this out starting my own companies, if you're not connected in Switzerland, no chance.
By the way, you originate from Norway, if I'm wrong.
Well, my great-grandfather came from Norway to the US, and then I lived in San Francisco and worked in Silicon Valley for a long time. And we're bringing that startup mentality, that Silicon sort of disruptive mentality to really try to bring something special and unique. And I think, when the agents have a chance to sit down with me and go through that more carefully, and I know today we don't have time to go through all the details, I could speak for hours, but I think they're going to see 2 or 3 points that are going to really resonate with parents and students. That this is, if we pull this off, it's going to be something very special, very unique.
You point out the agent. I was ready with different questions now, like what is the vision of the school in 5 years' time?
Yeah.
But now that you point out the agents, so are you working already with agents around the world?
Absolutely. I cannot do this alone, Richard. I rely on really great partners such as yourself and our agents to really figure out what resonates with their particular region, because I can't do it myself. We have an amazing message to get out there, but we need strong partners. And we can talk about goals for students, we can talk about goals for agents. Let's continue on agents for a second. I've had the chance to do consulting with a lot of different universities, and one of the mistakes that I see is that they maybe sign up 100, even 200 agent contracts, and then there's no time, money, or resources left to actually develop those relationships and assist those agents. So my goal is to have a small, reasonable pool of strong agents that I can devote a lot of time, a lot of resources to help them, because again, none of us can do this on our own. We all have to work together. So that's my goal. Yeah.
And this is, ladies and gentlemen, is an international business school. So you welcome students from all around the world. Right? You're not limited only in European students, but you welcome students who are from the Middle East, from Asia, India, China, Taiwan, South America, Russia.
That's exactly right. We just launched the school, and we have a small batch of students starting out. People are starting to, get interested, starting to discover, and most of the students are coming from, Europe, Middle East, Asia, so South America, like you mentioned, and some from India that's starting. Yeah.
I have a question. Now, you teach the student face-to-face,
yes.
But you teach students remotely, correct?
That's
so you have the double program. You have face-to-face and remotely.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately for the COVID, the situation of the COVID, you have to offer these 2 opportunity. And I think this is very interesting. How did you dealing with the timing? How did you deal with the timing usually?
That's a great question. COVID is, look, bottom line, it's been horrible. It's been devastating, not just for higher education, but for everyone. And we're all, scrambling to adjust. I hope that coming out of COVID, it's going to make schools stronger. I think it's going to bring in a lot of innovations. I think it's going to make schools take a hard look at themselves and think about why they're doing things the way they're done and how can we maybe serve our students better. Part of that is, looking at schedules, looking at the fact that not everybody can leave their home with their family, especially during COVID. People need to take care of their families. So, we're being very flexible around people's schedules, because obviously we have, students that are coming in from different time zones. We have to be quite flexible. And then moving forward, we're starting this semester online only. Then next semester will be a blended. And, we're going to lean on technology and technology partners. And there's, Switzerland is really known for technology innovation. So we have incredible partners. They're going to allow us to do this blended learning in a very innovative way.
And we are here in one innovative school, you are originally from the area of Silicon Valley.
Silicon Valley is from startups, so yeah.
So you bring Silicon Valley here to Montreux in the French part of Switzerland. This is fantastic.
And I think it needs to be shaken up a little.
Yes, I agree absolutely with you. Another very important point is this program, the courses are all in English, correct? The bachelor, the master, the MBA, everything's in English. So what is the entry requirement inside in this business school?
Yeah, that's a good question. So, there's a number of things, but the basic things to highlight are the English requirement is an IELTS of 6.0,
yes,
for the bachelor and the master, or the TOEFL or the Cambridge CAE equivalent to an IELTS. Yeah. So, or they're native English speaker, or there's another thing, if they've done The last 3 recent years in either their last school was in English only. That also meets the requirements. But big part of this is for obviously for our accreditation, but also for the visa. So we have to have some standards there because the Swiss government's going to check. Yeah.
This is very important, what said just say now. To get the visa to come to Switzerland, you have to follow the entry requirement of the Swiss government. So another question is, as you know, not everyone speaks very good English. Do you have like a foundation program or a pre-English program?
Yeah, absolutely. We're partnering with that because that's outside of our expertise. So we're partnering with that, and that's very, very important. So part of that is helping people get up to speed, and they can do that maybe while they're studying remotely before they come on campus. Yeah,